the BC Lions' current roster has been constructed in a lot of ways through the CFL Draft. Their number one overall pick a couple years ago, Jordan Williams out of East Carolina, ended up being Rookie of the Year. Their starting quarterback this year, Nathan Rourke, went in the second round. I believe he was the first pick of the second round that same year. So, Neil, thanks for your patience in joining us. And just what we're talking about is the claims that by the Dolphins, Brian Flores, their former coach, of tanking. Safe to say, we never hear the tanking discussion in the CFL. At least I haven't. Have you in all your years in the league?
No. I mean, tanking's not something. In the Canadian Football League, you got to play and play now and win now. So it's not. There is no advantage to tanking. There is no, so-called Wayne Gretzky in the draft that you can wait for and build a team off of. That's just the way the Canadian Football League is. So tanking's not something that teams are going to do or have the ability to do.
Of course, no. But the thing is I brought it up because they're talking about it here in Miami, and so far there's been no evidence that the Dolphins did tank over the last 3 years with Flores in charge. But with you guys, your draft, I don't know if you heard what I said before you brought on, Jordan Williams and Nathan Rourke, your last two top picks from a couple of years ago, is the middle of your team, quarterback and linebackers. So you guys could be pretty proud with what you've done the last few years in the draft.
Yeah, I mean, to be quite honest, those two individuals, especially our middle linebacker, has really stepped up and, turned out to be not only a good football player on the field, but actually off as well. Like just a leader of men, which at the end of the day in professional football, you need to have some alpha males leading your team. And right now, Jordan is that guy at the middle linebacker spot. He's an excitable young man that makes a lot of tackles, and we're excited to have him. On the other realm, the offensive guy with Nathan, excited about that. When we first picked him, I mean, the reality is that he is a Canadian, but at the end of the day, he's just a good football player and a good quarterback. So we're excited to see what expectations he has, and we have high expectations for him. He has high expectations for himself, and so we're going to hit the ground running with so far him at the realm.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've had both those young men on this show, and I respect them both immensely, as you just said, as football players, but as individuals. So, yeah, I know how important the CFL Draft is, which, speaking of, how are the plans for the Lions this year? How many picks you guys got? What are you looking at this year for BC?
Yeah, good question. I mean, we're right in the middle of trying to figure out the draft. We pick 3rd, 12, and then from there on, things go as they go. But we're gonna get 2 of the top 12 picks in the 2022 CFL Draft, and we believe that of those 2 picks, they will be able to come in and help us day one. That our expectations are to pick a couple guys that will be able to come in and complement our current team. We have a young football team, but we also have a young team that guys are coming into their second year that are still young. So it's time to continue building and bringing in young talent to compete with the group we already have.
Actually, now that you say that, I recall that you're picking 3rd because I saw the comment or the quote where somebody said at number 3 they should take Tre Ford because they're going Canadian at quarterback anyways. I'm not going to ask you what you're doing, but what are your thoughts on this young man out of Waterloo, Tre Ford? You saw him up close and personal, obviously.
Yeah, you know what? It's a testament to U Sport. It's a testament to young football players in the country of Canada that, those 2 young men and a couple other guys from Waterloo, him and his brother went to the University of Buffalo Pro Day, and the 2 guys that no one expected anything from were the 2 guys that were the highlights of the Pro Day. So, even when I spoke to him directly and just asked him what his, experience was going to Buffalo, and he said he was nervous going down because it's the NCAA, it's America, it's the big United States, and he was excited when the fact that he got there and was actually one of the best players at the workout, and that's a testament to Waterloo, that's a testament to U Sport, and that's a testament to all young football players in the country of Canada to work hard, get better, and compete, and that's what the sport's all about. And excitable to see young men compete at the top level.
Well, and to be honest, Neil, that's my next thing. You've been in this game a real long time. Can you please tell me about the state of Canadian talent? I mean, Chase Claypool in your own backyard. They say there's more Canadians than ever playing NCAA. We know there's more than ever in the NFL. Is it a fact that across the board it's higher than ever? And how has that impacted the CFL draft in terms of you don't know where these kids are going to end up when you're drafting them?
Yeah, you know what? As a Canadian and a guy who's worked and played in amateur football in Canada, I'm excited and happy for the young men that are finally getting opportunities to play at the top level. Now, as an executive in the Canadian Football League, you're a little bit, the word's not nervous, but the fact is that the United States and the NCAA and the NFL are finally looking at athletes in Canada. That's, again, it's not worrisome. It's just the reality. It's the realities that we have to live with, that, we are the Canadian Football League. We give young men an opportunity to play at the professional level. And we've always had to compete with the National Football League for talent. And we're just going to have to compete even more. And that's just the way things are, which is great for the young men playing. But you know what? We're going to have to put our boots to the ground and just find more raw talent to develop and compete.
I got to ask you how nice it was to have a normal combine, to be able to interview the players face to face, see them face to face, compared to what you've had to do the last 2 years.
I can't tell you how refreshing it was, and just refreshing, from being the last 2-3 years working in the boardroom and doing all the business parts of professional football, going there and refreshingly seeing these young men excited about talking to you, excited about getting into the Canadian Football League. There was no, negativity at all. It was all positive and all happy and all smiles. And you know what? It's refreshing to start that part. And this is an exciting time of the year because all these guys are excited and will get the opportunities to come in. And then, once they get into camps, the realities of professional football take over. But until that time, we're going to just be happy and start to put our nose to the grindstone and find some young talent to become BC Lions for 2022.
As I figured, this would go far too fast. We only have a minute, Neil, but I'm wondering how much you're enjoying the analysis of people looking at your Canadian quarterback combo saying what a gamble it is. And I believe it is a gamble. How excited are you to hopefully prove people wrong this year with the BC Lions?
Yeah, we are going to prove people wrong. The reality is Nathan is a quarterback. He went to an American school. He went to high school. It's not like, he by his birth rate, he's Canadian, but at the end of the day, he's like any other quarterback we brought in. And if he didn't have the ability or the talent, he wouldn't be in the position he's in now. If Nathan was born in, New York, not Toronto, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. We'd just be excited about the BC Lions have a great young quarterback. But because he's Canadian, people, put a little bit of an asterisk beside his name. So I'm excited to see how he performs. He's shown us that he can perform. He's done all the right things professionally on and off the field. So we have high expectations of him. He has high expectations of himself. And we're excited about competing in 2022 and, showing these people that we are going to be a good football team.
Well, I expect it to work out just the way that you plan, and as you can see, we're following it very closely. I hope to get out there for a game this year. So, Neil, always good seeing you and chatting ball with you, my man. Yep. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too, guys. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
The co-general manager of the BC Lions, Neil McEvoy. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching the RP Show on YouTube. And don't forget, we're live daily on YouTube from noon to 2 Eastern. If you like what you see, hit subscribe. And if you like the program, check around for other segments of the Rod Pedersen Show here on YouTube.